Okay, everybody, there's a YouTube nomad that we cover, that we've been covering here on this Camo Dave channel for many, many years now. And I think what's going on with him is like what's going on with a lot of other YouTubers, particularly ones that have grown their channels to, you know, moderate numbers of subscribers. You know, we're talking about, you know, 100,000 subs, 200,000 subs, whatever, somewhere in that range. Now, again, that's not a huge YouTube channel. When you look at some of these YouTube channels, some of them have millions of subscribers, you know, but 200,000 subscribers is nothing to, to sneeze at. Anyway, the problem is you get used to the money, okay? You make money on, you know, your views, your AdSense comes in, you make money doing these super chats, you make money, you can set up a join button, whatever, and get little, you know, funny little emojis with your chats and whatever. There are ways of making some money, okay? And when it starts out, it's kind of nice, and then you start to get, okay, I'm making $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, whatever. And then what happens with YouTube and what happens with all of the Google products is, in my expertise over the years, is that whatever you're making starts to drop down, okay? They get you addicted, and then they start cutting back, you know, for whatever reason. It could be the economy, it could be who knows what, but that's what happens. And now you're, you know, invested in building your channel and doing all this stuff, and the money just ain't there, or at least it's not there as what you would like, okay? So what is the next step? What is the next step you take your YouTube channel to? Well, you know, is you take it into some sort of oh man, that sun is bright. You take it into some sort of a pay platform, okay? And you can, you know, mainly the one people use these days is Patreon. So you start doing a Patreon channel, and you know, honestly, it's very true. When you look at the numbers, you can make more money on Patreon with 500 Patreon members than you can on YouTube with 250,000 subscribers. That's just the reality of it, okay? 500 Patreon people with their various tiers and stuff will make you more money, I'll repeat that, than having 250, 300,000 subscribers, okay? That's just the way it is, because what you're doing when you get into any kind of a public media situation is, you know, there are those intense people that love your channel. That's about 2 or 3%. Then of course there's that 2 or 3% that hate your channel or hate you or whatever. So you're marketing now heavily to the people that truly just love you, that 2 or 3%. And they're the ones that'll easily cough up $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $100 a month to watch you. And when you got 250,000 subs, hey, there's a lot of that 2%. That 2% grows, you know, go do the math. What's 2% of 250,000? It's a lot of people. And if you can get a good chunk of them to be on your Patreon, it only takes a couple hundred, you can make some really good money. So now you got the YouTube money, which is kind of fluctuating and going on the downward swing. But now you got the Patreon. And then you put stuff beyond your Patreon paywall that, you know, is, you know, you're part of your life, and people will pay to see it, right? And that's what you do. Now, that's what I'm seeing here on YouTube. Fewer and fewer things are going to be up for free, just that you can watch. There will always be some cool channels, small channels where people are just putting up their day-to-day camping or whatever, nomadic stuff. And there will be the bigger channels that will throw a crumb at the YouTube audience now and then, basically just to either put sponsorship crap in there or to hype their Patreon. So you will still see free content, but further down the line, especially these channels that get bigger, you're going to see more and more and more of them, you know, you got to pay to watch, okay? And then they're under the, you know, the whole thing about, I got to maximize the amount of Patreons I'm getting, right? So then you've got to, you know, hype the drama and et cetera, et cetera. The other thing that goes into this whole thing about moving everything over to Patreon or to a pay platform is the control factor. because now you've got much more control over people who are watching your channel, okay? If you can weed out all that other 95% of people that either don't care much about you or really don't like you, and just focus your channel on those 2 or 3% that love you, you know, that's the way to go, right? So, you know, that's a way to, you know, what does it mean for Camo Dave and my channel here? You know, I'm a review channel, we're a critical channel. You know, we like to talk about these nomads and what they're doing, and an effective way, it is true, an effective way to stop all that negative criticism or fair criticism is to get on put everything of yours behind a pay platform, and then you can carefully control the trolls, right? You see a troll person come up, you can just whack them. They can't, it's not, here YouTube, you can still watch somebody's channel even if you're not, you know, subscribed to them, okay? You can, you know, you can block somebody on YouTube and they can still watch your stuff. They can either go on another account or whatever. So it's real easy to get away around the blocking on YouTube. But in Patreon and some of these other pay platforms, you can't do that. You either got to cough up that money every month or you can't see anything. And so that's a great way for these, you know, narcissistic YouTubers to basically only allow people that just love them to be able to watch and comment and do all that other stuff. So, you know, they've gotten to that point. So what does it mean for a channel like Camo Dave? You know, it basically means that, you know, I'm finding it already that there's just less and less and less to talk about because people are putting stuff up behind paywalls. And now, hey, you know, what am I supposed to do if I'm watching 150 channels? Does that mean I'm going to have to cough up $5 and $10 to watch all these channels? And yeah, and then if they don't like what I say, I'll just get kicked out and I won't be able to see their stuff. So, you know, I don't know. You know, life is change. Life is change. That is one thing you will learn if you're haven't learned it already is that everything's always changing. Blah, 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 blah. And you got to adapt to the change. And I'm gonna, you know, I'll adapt to it one way or the other. But I am seeing some interesting trends now. One of the things, you know, what is the future of YouTube going to look like? Well, the future of YouTube is going to be, you know, there will be free stuff up there, but you're going to have to pay for the good stuff, okay? And if you want to get into the drama, the heavy-duty drama of some of these nomads, you're going to have to pay for it. And they will then be able to control, you know, who says what about whatever. It's kind of not much of a fun world anymore. Do you want to be subscribed to somebody who has an, you know, a total control over their channel and nobody can say anything but love? You see all these comment channels now, even on YouTube, where everybody cleanses their comments and they put up a video and everybody just loves everything they do. Oh, we love it, we love it, we love it, we love this, we love that. You're wonderful, you're so good. You know, then that's gonna, you know, the other thing that's gonna come out of that is it's gonna, you know, if you're living in a world where everybody loves you, you know, it's like a Twilight Zone episode. It's gonna be like, is that a good place to be? You have no constructive criticism. You know, whatever about you is, you know, whatever negative stuff about you is only going to be magnified with everybody loving you. Do we not see certain world leaders over the years that have, you know, everybody must love them, bow down and pray and say they're wonderful and great, and then what happens? You know, they end up in a bunker somewhere, right? Hey everybody, so I don't know. Where's YouTube going? What's the future of my channel? Hell if I know. We're just going to keep trucking here and, you know, anyway, so anyway, yeah, just, you know, that's what happened to television, right? You're paying for everything. What used to be free TV is now hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month, and most of it is just garbage, and I think YouTube's going the same way. You're going to be paying more and more for your favorite YouTube-y type channels, and it'll eventually all generate into garbage, just, you know, clickbaity stuff just for views. And you know, I'm not seeing things going in a good direction here. That, however, there will always be those few channels that people are doing them for love and they're not worried about the money, and we'll maybe that's what our future will be here on the Camo Dave channel. Seek those channels out and then watch them before they get to that point where they got to get ultra business monetized corporate whatever. I don't know, man. Hey, thanks for watching. Vlog under.